Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the middle of the night, as if an alarm went off, only to see the clock display exactly 3 a.m.? That feeling of lying in complete silence while your mind is racing can be incredibly unsettling. You start replaying the day's events, worrying about small things, or just feeling an inexplicable sense of emptiness. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This phenomenon isn't just a coincidence. It's a complex response from your body to profound physiological, psychological, and behavioral factors. This video won't give you simple answers. Instead, we'll dive into the science and real-life scenarios to explain the 5 main reasons these early awakenings might be happening. We'll break down how hormones in your biological clock influence your sleep, how daily habits can subtly change your rhythm, and how your emotional state can manifest in the quiet of the night. Our goal isn't just to talk about the problem, but to give you the tools to solve it. Reason 1. The natural decline in melatonin production. One of the most fundamental factors affecting our sleep quality is the hormone melatonin, known as the sleep hormone. It plays a key role in regulating our circadian rhythm, or our internal biological clock. Melatonin signals to your brain that it's time to relax and prepare for sleep. The level of this hormone rises in the evening, peaks in the middle of the night, and gradually falls in the morning, getting you ready to wake up. However, as we age, this mechanism becomes less efficient. The central regulator of your circadian rhythm, located in the hypothalamus, begins to reduce its melatonin production. This isn't a sudden change. It's a gradual process that can last for years. Over time, the peak melatonin level that once kept you in a deep sleep until morning gets lower. You might be able to fall asleep easily at 10 p.m., but by 3 or 4 a.m., your melatonin level can drop so low that it's not enough to keep you asleep. Your brain thinks the night is already ending and shifts into a state of light sleep or wakefulness. Consider a 50-year-old man named Ivan. He was a great sleeper his whole life, but for the last few years, he's been consistently waking up around 3:30 a.m. He lies there, feeling neither anxious nor uncomfortable, just completely rested. It's not because he did anything wrong, but because his body has changed. If he knew about the decline in melatonin, he wouldn't blame himself for insomnia. How to address this? Light therapy. Increase your exposure to natural light in the morning. Sunlight helps to reset your internal clock, suppressing melatonin production during the day and promoting its proper peak at night. Avoid blue light. For 1 to 2 hours before bed, put away your smartphone, tablet, and computer screens. The blue light from these devices suppresses melatonin production, which can make it harder for you to fall asleep and stay asleep. Darken your bedroom. Even the smallest source of light can disrupt the fragile melatonin production cycle. Use blackout curtains, a sleep mask, and remove all light-emitting devices from the room. Reason 2. A shift in your circadian rhythm. Another common reason for early awakenings is a natural change in your internal biological clock, or circadian rhythm. Over time, it tends to shift forward. In youth, many people are night owls. They go to bed late and wake up late. As they get older, this rhythm can shift, turning them into morning larks. You might start to feel sleepy earlier, fall asleep at 9 p.m., and then feel fully rested at 3 or 4 a.m. This phenomenon, known as advanced sleep phase syndrome, isn't a disorder. It's a natural process of the body adapting to change. Your body completes its full sleep cycle about 7 to 9 hours, earlier than you were used to, and is ready to be awake. You might wake up when it's still dark outside and feel energetic and alert, while the rest of the world is sleeping. This can be inconvenient, especially if your job, family, or social obligations don't align with your new rhythm. For example, you might wake up earlier than your partner or neighbors, which can create a feeling of loneliness and unease. How to address this? Delay your bedtime. Try to gradually go to bed 15 to 20 minutes later each night. Engage in relaxing but not stimulating activities, such as reading a book in dim light. Use evening light. Expose yourself to bright light in the evening. This will signal to your brain that it's not time to sleep yet, and can help shift your circadian rhythm to a later time. Maintain a schedule. Even on weekends, try to go to bed and wake up at the same time. This will help stabilize your circadian rhythm. Reason 3. Physical discomfort and underlying health issues. Sometimes a 3 a.m. awakening is not a stay-sleep problem, but a symptom of a deeper physiological issue that becomes especially noticeable in the stillness and immobility of the night. Nocturia, frequent urination. With age, bladder capacity can decrease, and the urge to urinate becomes more frequent. What's easy to ignore during the day becomes impossible to resist at night. Waking up to use the bathroom can disrupt your sleep, and it can be difficult to return to a deep sleep phase. Restless leg syndrome. This condition causes unpleasant sensations in the legs, tingling, itching, burning, that compel a person to move them. These symptoms often worsen at night and can interrupt sleep. Arthritis and joint pain. Lying still for several hours can amplify pain and discomfort in the joints, even if you don't notice it during the day. The pain can be strong enough to pull you out of sleep. Sleep apnea. This is a condition where breathing is interrupted for short periods during sleep. Apnea causes you to wake up because the brain receives a signal of oxygen deprivation. You may not even remember these awakenings but feel exhausted in the morning. Acid reflux, heartburn, and other symptoms of acid reflux can worsen when lying down, especially if your dinner was late and heavy. How to address this? Consult a doctor. If you suspect that physical issues are behind your awakenings, be sure to consult a doctor. You may need an examination or a medication adjustment. Adjust your habits, avoid eating late, especially fatty and spicy foods. Limit fluid intake a few hours before bed to reduce the risk of nighttime bathroom trips. Create comfort, use orthopedic pillows or mattresses to reduce discomfort in your joints and back. Reason 4. Habits that subtly change your sleep. Rhythm. Your daily routine is a powerful signal to your body about when to be awake and when to rest. A lack of structure and unhealthy habits can confuse this signal. Caffeine and alcohol. Your morning coffee helps you wake up, but its effects can last much longer than you think, especially if your metabolism has slowed. Caffeine makes sleep shallow and fragmented. Alcohol, while it seems relaxing, actually harms sleep quality, especially in the second half of the night. It disrupts REM sleep and causes awakenings. Lack of activity. If your day lacks sufficient physical and mental exertion, your body doesn't build up the tiredness needed for deep, lasting sleep. A disrupted schedule, retirement, or a change in lifestyle can lead to less structured days. Without external cues like meetings, work, or commutes, your internal rhythm can shift. Consider Anna, a 65-year-old who recently retired. Her days have become much calmer. She no longer rushes to work or meets with colleagues. She spends her evenings watching TV and then goes to bed when she feels sleepy. Without a strict routine, her biological clock started to go its own way, and Anna began waking up around 3 a.m. without understanding why. How to address this? Create a new routine. Add structure to your day. Plan walks, hobbies, and social gatherings. This will signal to your body when to be awake. Limit stimulants. Stop drinking coffee after noon and limit alcohol consumption in the evening. Stay active. Even moderate physical activity during the day can significantly improve the quality of your sleep at night. Reason 5. Emotional and psychological disquiet. Sometimes the reason for your awakenings isn't physical but mental. The stillness of the night becomes the perfect backdrop for thoughts, anxieties, and unexpressed emotions that you push aside during the day. In this moment, with no external distractions, your mind starts its internal work, sifting through memories, unresolved problems, or even deep regrets. This doesn't always feel like strong anxiety. Sometimes, it's just a quiet sense of unease that prevents you from falling back asleep. The loss of loved ones, major life changes, a feeling of loneliness, or even just reflecting on the past. All of this can build up inside and manifest in the quiet of the night. How to address this? Practice mindfulness or meditation. Before bed, try sitting in silence and simply observing your thoughts without judgment. This can help you unload your mind and release tension. Journaling. Keep a notebook and pen by your bed. If you wake up, write down whatever is bothering you. Sometimes, just putting your thoughts on paper helps to lighten their weight. Seek professional help. If your awakenings are accompanied by severe anxiety, depression, or a feeling of loneliness, don't hesitate to seek help from a therapist. Conclusion. Your 3 a.m. awakenings might be caused by one or several of these reasons. Understanding what's happening is the first and most important step to solving the problem. It's not a sign that your body or mind is broken. On the contrary, it's a sign that they are responding to changes in your life, environment, and internal state. See this phenomenon not as an enemy, but as a signal. Try to listen to what your body and mind are trying to tell you. Perhaps they're asking for more self-care, a healthier lifestyle, or attention to your emotions. With understanding comes power, and with power comes the ability to make small but meaningful changes that will help you achieve a deeper, more peaceful, and more restorative sleep. You're not just aging, you're evolving. And with that evolution comes the opportunity to live and rest more mindfully.